Zay come over there. And everybody who hasn't checked in, please check in with Zay too. She'll also take your payments, and like if you have your ticket online, you should be good. Once everyone's checked in and has their badges, we'll sit down and we'll get started, okay? Thank you.
Of motherhood and careers, our women continue to inspire us every day. Remember that you are not alone in this path. We are a community of strong, capable women who can achieve greatness when we work together. So let's seize this opportunity to connect, learn, and grow. Success is our collective success.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to those who just came in. And my name is Halima Mohammed, as Hawa introduced me. And I just want to give a quick remark before we get started. As we listen to our speakers and panelists today, remember that this is not just a possessive experience. It's an opportunity for you to engage, ask questions, share your own thoughts, and also connect with your fellow attendees. Together, we can uplift each other, share knowledge, and inspire positive change. We as Bantu women do a lot for our community, and it's time that there's a spotlight that shined on that. So let's embark on this journey together with open hearts and eager minds. Let's learn from each other. Let's share our experiences and celebrate the beauty of being a Somali Bantu woman. Together, we can achieve remarkable things. Let's make today a day to remember. Thank you all for coming.
I'm so excited to announce and welcome Anissa to the first ever Somali Bantu Women Conference, an event dedicated to empowering Somali Bantu leadership. Anisha stands as a beacon of inspiration in the field of nonprofit work and entrepreneurship. Anissa is a proud mother of 4 and the founder of Fearless Female Inc., also known as FFI and BBF. She has also earned her bachelor's degree in gerontology with a minors in public health administration. In the class of 2017, she is currently pursuing a certificate as a community health worker. Please welcome Anissa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, esteemed ladies, honorable guests, and cherished friends and families. Today marks an extraordinary moment for our community as we gather here for the inaugural Somali Bantu Women event. In the spirit of the honored ones, we embark on a heartfelt journey through the profound facets of womanhood in Islam. This event is a testament to the remarkable power and resilience that women hold within our community. The very title of our gathering encapsulates the essence of strength, wisdom, and honor that women embody in Islam. It is an acknowledgement of extraordinary roles and experience of Muslim women rooted deeply in the teachings of the Quran and the authentic Hadith. As we go into this exploration, we will witness a diverse roles of experience of Muslim women drawing wisdom from the rich tapestry of our faith. The power that women possess in Islam is not just a narrative, it's a lived reality, and today's event is a celebration of that. Today's gathering is historic, marking the first ever women's event. It is a milestone in our community, creating a space for women to come together, share experiences, and strengthen our bond that unites us. This event symbolizes the empowerment of women in our community, recognizing their contributions and celebrating the unique powers that bring our collective journey. Through this event, we will uncover stories of resilience, achievements, and invaluable roles that women have played in shaping our community. It is a moment to honor, appreciate, and amplify the voices of the extraordinary women among us. Islam teachings and women's empowerment. The honor of being a Muslim woman is a central theme founded upon the Quran's teaching of equality in piety, devotion for both men and women. Economic inheritance, safeguarding a woman's dignity. Allah instructs us in Surah Nur, Ayah 4, that those who accuse chaste women without producing 4 witnesses should be flogged with 80 stripes and their testimony rejected forever. This protection ensures that woman's reputation and dignity remain intact and her honor is not unjustly tarnished. Do you have any other religion that has cherished you just like Islam? Honored you like Islam? Women in Islam have rights to legal recourse, ensuring justice in matters of marriage, divorce, and property. As we embark on this journey together, let us open our hearts to the wisdom of the Quran, the teachings of our beloved Prophet ﷺ. May this event be a source of inspiration, connection, empowerment for each and every one of us here. Thank you for being part of this historic moment. A special gratitude to the organizers for bringing us together in spirit of the honored ones. Let's continue this journey with open hearts, strong bonds, and commitment, uplifting and empowering one another. May Allah bless our gathering, and may this be a source of inspiration for all of us.
Can we have the first set of panelists come up, please?
And for coming to our first annual Somali Bantu Women's Conference, we will begin with our first set of panelists. And so,
Aro Abdi, Aro Dior.
yes, ma'am.
We have Fai Mohammed, right? All right. And Fai is on our motherhood panelist. Aro is on our professional panelist. We have Marianne Shale. She is on our youth panelist. And we have Megane Abdi, who is our Woman of the Year, one of two.
And we will have the panelists introduce themselves. So they'll say their name, what panelists they're representing, and their profession.
All right, so I am Ahara Dior. I own a salon in Washington. I'm the founder and executive director of United in Purpose, which is a nonprofit organization, and I am a social worker, and I'm on the professional panel.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Fai Mohammed. I'm in the motherhood panelist. I am a lead security guard, but starting December 1st, I will be a supervisor for my site that I work at. I'm also attending MATC for nursing.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Marianne Shale. I'm part of the youth panelist. I got my Bachelor's of Science in Health, Society, and Policy from the University of Utah. During my time there, I was student body vice president and involved in many leadership organizations, and I'm now pursuing my master's in public health at Baylor University.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Megane Abdi. I am a mother. I'm also secretary for neighborhood athletics, and I'm also in school for my bachelor's in business. I have my degree in dental assistant, and I'm on the panelist for Women of the Year.
Everybody for introducing yourselves. So we'll start with the questions. Since Aharo's the closest to me, I'll start with her and then we'll go down. Aharo, can you share a pivot moment or experience that inspired you to pursue a career in business or entrepreneurship, and how did that shape you?
Honestly, just being a Bantu woman in general, I think just every day that you wake up, you don't really see a lot of women that look like us. So that really just drives me to start a business and become an entrepreneur itself, because I don't know, I was just sick of going to salons and I was just seeing whether they're black, white, or Asian, but nobody was wearing a hijab, nobody was Muslim, and nobody was Bantu, Somali Bantu, that was the owner. So I think that's really what drives me to start my profession.
Thank you. I'm gonna allow Howard to ask the second question.
And so we're gonna move on to Fai Mohammed. To Fai. So you are representing the motherhood panel. And one thing that we really wanted to know is, what is it like raising kids being a black Muslim mother here in America?
It's hard, especially like being a single mother and stuff. It's very hard, but as time goes on, I think you get used to it. You learn as you go, especially with having children, especially being with like a single mom, working and always being there for them and trying to like maintain the time that you have with them.
And this goes to Maria Shale. She is on our youth panel. And the question I have for Marianne is, what is your current position and how does school prepare you for your career?
Okay, so I'm still in school. I would say my bachelor's in health, society, and policy allowed me to go into my my master's program. The current career that I'm in, I would say I just quit actually. I actually just quit like 2 days ago. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I just quit 2 days ago. So I just wanted to focus on being a full-time student. In my master's program, I really think people like underestimate how much time like you have to dedicate to school. So being a full-time student pursuing a master's, I think, you know, we're just gonna keep going. You know, I don't want to work, so that's why I go hard. I don't want to work anymore. So it's either get married or finish the degree. So, thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. Our next question is to Megane. And you have accomplished a lot this year from being a secretary in Neighborhood Athletics, which is an amazing nonprofit happening here in Ohio. Yes. So one of our first questions is, what was your biggest achievement this year, even though you've achieved so much, you know?
Biggest achievement this year, me personally, was paying off my car. Don't probably knows what's doing that. But the second biggest achievement that I did this year, or well, I did prior, maybe last year, end of last year, was going back to school. When I first went to school, I went to school for dinner assisting, and then back then, 2016, I was pregnant, but I still had to go to school. I graduated being pregnant. I couldn't walk the stage because, you know, you're 9 months pregnant, you can't really walk the stage. So I got my degree in the mail. But when I went to go work, it didn't work out because I fainted. Because of the sterilization, I don't know if you guys worked in the dental field, it was just so hard for me to do. So I never really went back to the workforce, but I did go ahead and start working at a clinic as it was a nonprofit clinic in Phoenix, Arizona. I started working there as a customer service assistant, basically just greeting everybody. Within 6 months, I really didn't like doing that because most of the people that came there was my people, Somali Bantu. And most of the time, I felt like every time they would try to schedule appointments, they would just kind of give them like those random doctors that didn't really want to do shit, but I mean, didn't want to do that, but they would just like, you know, just shove you like, oh, you're fine. They wasn't really paying attention to them. So I applied for another like position. With that position, I was able to go ahead and start scheduling appointments for them personally. They had like integrated services, so I would do like their work appointments, and then it got to the point where I'll go ahead and translate for them. And it just made it easier for me to connect with my Somali Bantu people because of the language barrier they had, like coming in and stuff like that. So I did that about 3 years, and then moved to Ohio in 2018. I went ahead and enrolled myself back in school for business. Because I just find that like I really like working with people, but I didn't want to do like direct interactions with people a lot. So I went ahead, right now currently studying bachelor's in business, but I wanted to do social entrepreneurship. So whatever that I want to pursue, I want to bring it back to my community. It's not like a profit for me, but also profit for my community. Because it's a lot out there that we're still behind on, but I still want to go ahead and do something for me, but also supporting the community at large. And also Neighborhood Athletics, when I joined, it was literally me and my friend, we were talking about starting our own nonprofit because at that time I was working as an assistant property manager at a housing. And again, the housing condition was really, really bad, and there was a lot of refugees there, so I really didn't like it. But I would help with them outside of my job, being an assistant. I would help with them impact, and what that is applying for like rent assistance, utility assistance, stuff like that. I did that about 2 years, and it was not fun. I had to leave due to safety concerns. Let's just say that. Got chased home a couple times for upset tenants. So I went and did that. During that time, I just went ahead, and that's when we started Neighborhood Athletics. Now I'm secretary of Neighborhood Athletics, and with that, we do a lot of youth programs in Columbus, Ohio. Basically to just go ahead and get the kids off the street, at least 1 or 2 of them. You know, I know we can't get all of them, but at least we're trying something for our community. We're doing something for the community, by the community, and it's ran by Somali Bantu, and it's a nonprofit organization.
Here it is.
Thank you, Mary.
The organizers here at the Somali Bantu Women's Conference. Our next question is, could you share a personal anecdote about a moment of empowerment in your career or life that has had a lasting impact on you?
Yeah. That's That's a good question. That had a lasting impact on me. I would say anytime I was in a room with other group of people that were so supportive with one another. They were, there for each other, uplifting each other. It was actually probably my first panel that I participated in. It was actually, they had called me up. It was actually a really beautiful event, but I did not feel whole because I didn't see any Somali Bantu people there. I was the only one that was Somali Bantu, and I felt like, dang, like they have a sisterhood going on over here. And, it was amazing. They was uplifting each other, clapping for each other. And the only reason why I was really even invited there was because I was the only woman they ever met that had a salon. So that was the only reason why they invited me. But everybody else there was of a different ethnicity. So I thought, like, wow, like, I feel like that really inspired me. After that, I'm like, okay, we need to get our own. Like, everybody out here in their own group of people, they're supporting each other. I'm like, why can't we have the same thing, So I feel like I was really inspired off of that, seeing other Muslim women come together and, support each other, uplift each other, and share their stories. And I'm like, okay, we have to do that. So I feel like that was a moment in time where I felt like, okay, like I can't be the only person that's not within your ethnicity. And, I'm like, our girls got to get up and do their own thing. So I feel like that.
Fine, my question is, since you're in our motherhood panel, looking back, what's one thing you're glad you did with your kids? Is there anything that you regret, like being overly concerned about? And it's multiple questions in one, so bear with me. Is there something you wish someone had told you as you began your motherhood journey?
Well, first question, looking back, one thing that I'm glad that I did with my kids was walking away from like the toxic situation that I was in. Like, it was horrible. I went through like so much depression, just trying to like uplift this whole, you need to be with your kid's dad because, the kids are better with their dad. But I was mentally going through it like so bad. I had moments where I wanted to kill myself and like being in a marriage that's not a marriage, and it was horrible. Yeah. So I'm glad that I got up and I left and I made like some better decisions after it. Is there anything that I regret? No, there's nothing that I regret or concerned about over the years. Is there something you wish someone told you as you began the journey? How hard it is? It's freaking hard, man. Like, you have to work for those kids and for yourself. You gotta provide. Like, you have nights where you're just like so alone, like just so freaking alone. But it's like, for them, you have to get up, do it over again and over again and over again, because seeing their faces and how happy they are that you're able to give them what they want is like the greatest joy in the world for me. So that's what like motherhood is to me.
Thank you, Bai, and thank you for sharing that heart-touching story. I'm sure you're not the only one that's going through that in the audience. So you sharing that story allows everyone here to know that they're not alone. So thank you so much. I know that was hard. Thank you again.
Thank you.
The next question goes to Marian. Thank you again for being here. You're the youth panelist, talking about your experience. The question is, why are you here? Why did you think it was so important for you to be here and to share your story with us?
I would say I'm here because I feel like with like the current society that we're in now, like a lot of like kids are noticing you can make like quick money. Some people feel like, oh, I don't need to go to school. I could just, become like an influencer and then, like make millions or like be TikTok famous and things like that, which, is a pretty reasonable pathway. But I feel like we definitely need a lot more of people that are in school to like, you know, try to recruit others to really like do their best, you know, just at least get your high school diploma. College isn't easy for everybody. There's people that face financial barriers. I know for me, being like my mom's oldest daughter, like me going to college was like her biggest fear. Even though you would expect your parents to push you, they're like, no, like hati like minin kabato, like, you know, I don't know, like, you know, what's gonna happen along Aila Korea, even, I mean, fathers be around, but they don't be around. But, you know, so I just feel like, you know, being like her oldest daughter, like, you know, going to school and then like getting like, you know, my degree, you know, just seeing like how happy everybody was like the day I made it, because I'm first generation. Like out of all my cousins, I'm the first one that got her bachelor's degree. So being able to have that accomplishment makes me look back not only to my siblings, but to everybody else and be like, hey, you guys can do it too. It's gonna be hard. But you know, we definitely need more people in the community to go to school, because honestly, getting any sort of higher education just sets you up for success. It sets you up for generational wealth. It sets you and your family up in a good way. So I really feel like even if you don't like it, just pushing through, you're going to be able to just look back at the community coming after you and really get them set up for success. So I'm here because I want to show that you can do it. You can get your bachelor's, and yes, school is very expensive, but if you go through many leadership roles, there's ways to pay for school. Because I didn't pay for my bachelor's degree. Like 4 years, I didn't get a full ride, but I always got scholarships to make it seem like I had a full ride. So I don't know about the masters. I don't know who's paying for that. Biden, I'm not sure, but they're gonna let you take out those loans, and you just, you know, you're like, hey, gonna take care of it. So
Thank you, Maria. And this question is for Mene, our Woman of the Year.
that sounds nice. Woman of the Year.
I think we should all get it.
No, it's not that you deserve it. Hey.
For Mene, for all the women sitting here today, what advice would you give them? And what motivated you to take the career that you have right now?
For all the women that's sitting here today, just do it, whatever it is. Just get up, even one day. Because I started just by writing a note to myself on my phone. Today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do this, and I started checking that off. And each day, the things that I didn't do yesterday, I did it today. And that's what's keeping me going. Like, it's really hard, because even being a student, a mom, a worker, I still go 8 to 5, but during my lunchtime, I go to school. So if you have that mindset, you have to motivate yourself, you know. And if you have surrounding, supporting people that tell you every day you can do it, you know. And as for me, my kids, every day, they'll tell me, did you do your homework? I mean, I know they just want me, like they just want to use my phone, but they will ask me, Mama, did you do your homework? And so just seeing that, it just keeps me going. So I want to say to all you beautiful ladies in this room, whatever dream that you have, kids does not stop achieving those dreams. You can have 6, 5, 7 kids. It's up to you what you want to do for yourself and what you want to show your kids. Even though most of us came out from toxic marriages, if you can get yourself out of that and put yourself in a new position, it doesn't even have to be for your kids. If you do it for yourself, because if you say, I'm going to do it for my kids, you will never leave. You will stay, because nobody wants to see their kids unhappy. So instead of saying, I'm going to do it for my kids, say, I'm going to do it for myself. Don't even say, I'm going to do it for my family. Because for your family, they're chatting in the back, but they will never help you. They'll tell you they're there for you, but when it gets real, they'll leave you in the dark. So the only person that can take yourself out of the dark is only you. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to have self-determination. You have to tell yourself that you can do it. You have to fake it till you make it. I don't care. I'm going to come in here with a $200 whatever gold. This looks real, but it's not. I know a lot of people ask me, like, what's this? Girl, this is $20. I sell them. Okay? So, but you know what I mean? But everybody's going to think like this is expensive. You have to make yourself look like that. You have to encourage yourself. And what was the next one? I talked too much. Yeah, that's the best advice I can give you guys. As Somali Bantu women, I feel like we have a lot of power inside of us. We have a lot of might. I feel like all we need to do is just have that confidence and trust ourselves first. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you go do it. Do it yourself. You can do it. Do not wait for anyone, you know? Even if you marry, you know, even if you marry, get yourself into a yuta. If he's giving you an allowance, put that allowance in a yuta. You don't have to waste it on the kids. You better act broke. Put it 200, whatever it is. Don't waste it. Put it to the side because you may never know what's gonna happen. It's not only, you know, for your kids, but it's also for you. So you can leave something for your kids, but also leaving, you know, something for yourself. It's great to know that you did it alone, and there's nothing in this world that we cannot accomplish by ourselves. So keep going. I mean, you guys are the greatest women on earth. Let me just say that. Somali Bantu women. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you to all the panelists. We wanted to take some time to open up the space for people in the audience. If they have any questions to ask our panelists, we'll give some time, and this is your time to ask.
Question for Mane.
Yes, you can call me back.
What made you start neighborhood athletics? Like, what pushed you to be like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to start neighborhood athletics.
You know, everybody has been saying, what made you start neighborhood athletics? I did not start neighborhood athletics. I am a secretary of neighborhood athletics. What made me join neighborhood athletics was because the community and the environment that I'm currently living in. And also, neighborhood athletics is very personal to me. As many of you guys may know, I don't want to make it this an emotional night, but I had 2 of my siblings lost to gun violence within a span of like 2 years. So with neighborhood athletics, it's like a change for other kids to, you know, hey, like, I know things are going to happen, peer pressure is going to happen, but don't follow your urge. Oh, you can do other stuff, you know. I know we get bored at home, we get to electronics, we get to, you know, Instagram, start doing something that we're not supposed to be doing, but if you can go ahead and join at least a sports program with neighborhood athletics, it's a youth sports program, but however, that's just not it. We don't just stop there. We encourage the students, even for them to play soccer, they have to have good grades. We encourage them, you have to be in school, you have to maintain a good grade, you have to be respectful to your peers, you have to be respectful to your teacher in order to, you know, go somewhere. Because soccer doesn't, you know, it's not life. Soccer is just a sports activity to keep you busy, but what are you doing after soccer? You can get injured tomorrow. What do you have prepared for yourself? So that's what we teach at Neighborhood Athletics. And again, like I said before, it's led by the people. It's we are the voice of the people. We are the voice of the community, and we want to be the voice of our youth of today, because there's just a lot going on there. But with one kid at a time, we are trying to change the neighborhood, at least one kid at a time, and that is our motto as well.
Any more questions? We had a question over here.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Amina Shale, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So
Maria Shale, sorry.
That's my sister. Amina Shale is my sister. I'm Maria.
It's so great to know that there's a fellow public health professional in the room. I want to know, I'm kind of curious, what made you study public health?
So it's definitely not for the money, because they don't make a lot of money. But I would say what got me into public health, or like, I would say, like, you know, a lot of people don't really know like what public health is, but it's really just like, you know, you're trying to understand all of like the preventative measures you can take before like a disease worsens, etc., within a community. And I really feel like, so like we live in Utah, or I live in Utah, and like there's a lot of people that, you know, are going into like the medical field. A lot of people want to go into being like a doctor or a nurse, and they want to make that quick money, which I totally understand. But during like my time at the University of Utah, there's a class that I really liked. It was like talking about like the social determinants of health. So, you know, before you even go into a hospital, there's so many things that happen, you know, like how much money you make, the community you come from, you know, if your family's healthy. There's just so many things that kind of like they're predisposing factors to leading you into the hospital or like leading you to have bad health. And I really feel like a lot of people needed to like focus on that. Like if you are telling somebody they need to go, like, you know, they have cancer, or they have like, you know, this illness, you also have to understand, like, can they pay for it? Do they have insurance? You know, do they, like, can they even make it to their appointments? Do they have transportation? There's so many things that happens in an individual's life that I really feel like doctors and nurses kind of overlook sometimes. So I just really wanted to be that person that kind of steps in, be a community health worker, but really I want to work with the World Health Organization or UNICEF or so. And really just like go to like Kenya and like give back to like, you know, Dadaab and like all those places that we were, because, you know, I really feel like if somebody can just understand like what's leading these people to be sick, have malaria and all that, I really feel like we can help them.
Thank you. Any more questions? Me?
Hi guys, my name is Halima. Bye, right?
Yeah.
Bye. I just want to, this is a compliment. I just want to commend you on choosing yourself, you know, over everything else, to show up for your kids every day, because as a mother, I can very much relate to your story, and I know like it is hard, but I just want to let you know that, you know, it gets better through the, you know, through time. It really does. With nursing,
It's hard.
it's hard. I cannot. It's really hard, but you got it.
Thank you.
Really do.
You got it.
I also wanted to ask Marian a question, because I'm gonna be. I got selected to be on the board for the Community of Public Health and Wellness of Louisville. So I just wanted you to like kind of give me some pointers, because I may not be in the public health field, but I have some background in nursing. So like, what are some things that you feel like I could go back and advocate for my community?
Yeah. Wow. That's a really good question. I would just say, you know, the number one thing is just get to know your patients and the community that you're working with. That's literally the first step. You know, I really feel like, you know, when you're just like looking at papers, or you're just, you know, like looking at people from from an overview, you're not really going to be able to understand them. But each individual patient you have, like, ask them about like their lives, like, do they have kids? You know, just like trying to understand them more. And the more like you build like rapport and like you build a relationship with your patients or the community, they're going to trust you more, and that's when they're going to like be able to tell you like what they're hiding from doctors, what they're hiding from, you know, people, because they're scared. So I really just feel like you should just try to talk to them more and be more personable.
Yeah, because you know how our community is, especially like our parents. Most of our parents, they don't want to go to hospitals. You know, they get sick, and it's like because of that.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, and no, that's also like another thing, you know, like they don't want to talk about those things, but it's like even if they do, nobody's there to help them. They, you know, like you're just like their kid or whatever. Like, what can you do? Like, you're not gonna pay that $8,000 like bill for the surgery, you know. So once you know, like, okay, the reason why they're saying I don't want to go to the hospital is because best of them are high to them. So what like resources are in your community, or can you bring to your community, or talk to a board director to bring to your people? You got to think about like questions like that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Because of time, we're gonna have to cut the questions short. Thank you to the audience for asking questions and engaging with our panelists. Thank you, panelists, for sitting here and sharing your stories and answering our questions. And you guys can leave. Thank you. We're gonna. Okay, so thank you to our Fanons for singing. That was an amazing performance, and I hope some of you guys. And I hope some of you guys, or all of you guys, are going tomorrow to the festival to support Fanon Leah to perform. So now we will be moving into introducing our second speaker, and it'll be me. Her name is Muna Madej. Okay, so ladies and esteemed guests, It is with immense admiration and gratitude that I welcome Muna Made to the Somali Bantu Women's Conference, an event dedicated to empowering and celebrating Somali Bantu women. So, Muna stands as a beacon of inspiration in the fields of global health, entrepreneurship, and social justice. As a director of programs at the Adidas Clinic, her leadership in improving healthcare access in developing nations is nothing short of remarkable. Muna, your outstanding contributions in global health and refugee advocacy, recognized by both local and international organizations, serve as a guiding light for us all. Beyond your professional accomplishments, your commitment to empowering and serving marginalized communities through board positions and your ventures such as Muna Collections truly inspire us all. We are profoundly grateful to have you share your wisdom and experience with us today. Ladies, please welcome me in joining Muna Made to the stand.
I would like to go ahead and start with the speech. Dear esteemed guests and dear sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, like how I mentioned, my name is Muna Made. It is with a great honor and enthusiasm that I stand humbly before you today to welcome you to the first annual Somali Bantu Women Conference as one of your keynote speakers. This gathering represents a momentous occasion, a convergence of resilience, strength, and the optimal spirit of Somali Bantu women. As we embark on this collective journey, we are not just hosting a conference, we are cultivating a space for empowerment, celebration, and the exchange of stories that echo through our history. The Somali Bantu Women Conference is a testament in the rich tapestry of our shared experience, a platform where the narrative of Somali Bantu women, often waving in the threads of our adversity, unfolds with grace and determination. Today we come together not only to honor our heritage, but also to illuminate the path towards a future where the voices of Somali Bantu women are heard. In the heart of this gathering lies the recognition of the multifaceted roles Somali Bantu women play within our families, communities, and beyond. We celebrate the caregivers, the educators, the entrepreneurs, the leaders who, against the backdrop of tradition and cultural nuances, have carved a space for themselves and others. Each story here is unique, a unique piece that contributes to the vibrant picture of Somali Bantu womanhood. Today I am humbled to stand before you to share a story of Somali Bantu women, and a story of resilience, hope, and unwavering pursuit of education and change. It's a story that begins with my childhood, which I like to think of as the elder sister guiding me through this challenging journey. In those early years, I experienced firsthand hardship of child labor in the Dadaab refugee camp in Kenya, for those who don't know, where I shouldered the responsibility of caring for my family. Like Amina Shale mentioned, being an elder sister is like being a second parent for your own siblings. In the heart of a bustling Somali Bantu community in Kakuma, where the rhythm of life is detected by the harmonious blend of tradition and the warmth of shared stories, my childhood unfolded. As a little girl, navigating the intricate tapestry of African society, I experienced firsthand the unique challenges navigating the tapestry of African society. I experienced firsthand the unique challenges that comes with being an African girl in our community, where cultural norms often cast a shadow over the dreams and aspirations of young girls. It was a childhood marred by poverty, health crisis, and ongoing conflict at this time. But it was also a childhood that sowed the seeds of my dream. For those who, like me, had faced adversity, I came to America, and it was here that my dreams were born. I saw how the lack of education and healthcare led to the suffering of women and children in Africa, often from preventable diseases like how I was mentioning, and most importantly, gender inequity. These dreams carried me forward, and I knew that education was my pathway to making a difference in the world. As Nelson Mandela wisely said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And so I embarked on my educational journey with unwavering determination and encouragement of my dearest late father. May Allah rest his soul in peace. Amen. I pursued my master's degree in global public health from Vanderbilt University, one of the world's top-ranking institutions. Although my inspiration include attending out-of-state university, practical responsibilities grounded me closer to home. The realization that staying with my parents was essential for supporting them in navigating the complexities of the American system, which reshaped my educational journey as well. While many of my Somali Bantu sisters mostly prioritized going to community college, my passion for university prevailed. I made choice aligned with my goals, acknowledging that each path has its merits. Despite the common interest towards nursing among many of my peers, almost every Somali Bantu girl I was friends with wanted to be a nurse professional. But for me, I resist the conformity, changing my major 3 times in college, from nursing to political science and ultimately to public health. Armed with this education, my mission evolved into creating a tangible impact with various local, national, and international organizations, where my way of serving others, however, a pivotal moment in my journey occurred when I recognized the pressing needs within my own Somali Bantu community. It was this realization that guided me to become the voice for the voiceless in my community. As a Somali Bantu woman, amid a sea of male counterparts, I confronted stereotype and societal expectation of us as Somali Bantu women. In the face of this, I recognized the opportunity for empowerment and change. This journey led me to join the Somali Alliance for Justice and Equality movement, which many of you know by SAJA, where I proudly stood as an active female member, driven by the determination to making a meaningful difference in my community. Being a woman within a community predominantly led by male figures adds a nuanced dimension to my narrative. This facet of my story speaks volumes about the resilience and empowerment inherent in Somali Bantu women. It becomes a powerful counter-narrative, challenging stereotypes and emphasizing the pivotal role of Somali Bantu's women voice in shaping our collective destiny. As I engage in advocating for social change, both within the diaspora and also back home in Somalia, in the context of Somali Bantu, social justice, equality, and rights, it became evident that women must stand as equals, actively amplifying our voices and collaboratively paving the way toward empowerment and equality within our own communities. In this journey, I also assumed the role of an advocate for refugees. My advocacy gained, both local, national, international attention, like how I was mentioning earlier. I don't want to repeat. Shedding light on the critical issues faced by displaced communities. The recognition not only highlighted the urgency of addressing refugee concerns, but also underscores the impact that individual advocacy efforts can have at the global scale. Empowered by my journey and my experiences, I also choose to empower myself. Sometimes it's not always about doing something for others, but you have to do something for yourself as well. The moment I realized this, I took my career to the next level, becoming the inaugural, meaning the first program manager ever hired, the position was actually created for me. So I ended up becoming the inaugural senior program manager at the Others Clinic, a humanitarian and developmental international organization. Right after graduating during the COVID-19 pandemic. Today I proudly hold the position of Director of Programs, which I ended up getting promotion within 1.5 years in that role. I also ventured into entrepreneurship. I realized working for someone wasn't enough. So I ended up opening my own consulting firm, where basically I provide public health services, Somali translation, both in Maya Mahatiri, and also I help with immigration applications and so those things. And also, as Howard mentioned, I ended up opening my fashion business, which is called Mono Collection. Not only to be financially independent, but also to support my family and my community. But my journey is not just about personal success. It's about also inspiring and empowering others. I continue to mentor young girls, eager to be a role model and show them that no dream is too big, no obstacle is too daunting to overcome. Dear sisters, my story is a testament to the power of education, the strength of women, and the endless potential that lies within each one of us. It is a reminder that no matter where we come from, what challenges we face, we have the power to change the narrative of Somali Bantu women and change the world. As we engage in discussions, share insights, and build connection during this conference tonight, let us not only acknowledge the challenges faced by Somali Bantu women, but also celebrate the trumpoise, the resilience, the unyielding spirit that defines us. Together, we are architects of change, breaking barriers and paving the way for future generations of Somali Bantu women to step into their fullness of their potential. This conference is more than gathering. It's a declaration of unity, a commitment to amplifying the voice of Somali Bantu women, like Sister Ahada said, and a call to action for more equitable and inclusive future. I encourage each and every one of you to embrace the diversity of experiences and unfold this evening to engage in a dialogue that fosters understanding and leave this space inspired to contribute to the ongoing narrative of Somali Bantu women. In the spirit of collaboration, empowerment, and sisterhood, I extend a warm welcome to the Somali Bantu Women Conference distinguished guest, and heartfelt congratulations to the planning committee of this conference, of course, Hawa, Ahada, and Halima. May our time together be marked by inspiration, solidarity, and the collective strength that arises when remarkable women join forces to shape a brighter and more inclusive tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening.
That paradise lies beneath the feet of mothers. As we see the testimony of our sister Faye, she told us what she had to do in order to get away from a toxic relationship. That it takes a lot of courage. Emphasizing on the profound respect and honor accorded to mothers in our community. This concept is critical roles because we are upbringing the next generation of Muslims. The role models and warriors that we have in our Islamic history is rich with strong, empowered women who played pivotal roles in early Muslim communities. From Khadija bint Khuwaylid, the successful businesswoman, Sulaim, the resourceful entrepreneur and agriculturist and host. By the way, her actual name is Rumaysa bint Milhan. Sulaim was known as her kunya. Aisha bint Abi Bakr, as a scholar, she was a scholar actively involved in the important event. She's often credited with narrating and transmitting around 2,210 hadith. That's how we know the seerah of the Prophet. Her collection of narrations of the Prophet and her contribution play a pivotal role in teaching the practice of the Prophet. In addition to scholars in our communities and across the Muslim globe, women have also shown their mettle on the battlefield. Harain, also known as Harim bint Milhan, she's the sister of Rumaysa, is a remarkable example of Muslim women who displayed courage and commitment on the battlefield. Nusayba bint Ka'ab, commonly known as Amara, she was a companion of the Prophet and she was celebrated for her valor and contribution on the battlefield, her most renowned field being the Battle of Uhud, a significant battle in the Islamic history. Khawla bint Aswad was a legendary warrior during the early times of Deen. She's known for her valor, combating skills, and on the battlefield. She played a crucial role in various battles, including the Battle of Yarmouk. These women inspire us to embrace education, entrepreneurship, and warrior and activism as underlined. So in conclusion to our journey through the profound facets of womanhood in Islam, let us reflect on the essence of what it means to be a Muslim woman. Womanhood in Islam is not confined in set rules, but is dynamic, empowering, and principles of piety, equality, and dignity that we have. As we celebrate the honored ones, as I see each one of you guys as my honored guests and honored to one another. The remarkable women in history, the resilient mothers that we are to those of us that are mothers, the scholars that we aspire to be, and those who are already scholars in our communities, the entrepreneurs that we are, and the elevated status that our religion has given us. Remember, you have power, you have rights, The Quran and the Hadith provide a blueprint to that, emphasize justice, equality, and respect to women's rights in all aspects. In Islam, being a woman is a source of strength, a source of purpose, and commitment to righteousness. The rights granted and protected and reverence of motherhood also underscore the significance of Muslim women's role in society. As we leave this historic moment, keep in mind, let us carry with us the wisdom shared today. Let our gathering continue to be a space of inspiration, mutual support, and empowerment. Let us, Muslim women, embody the teachings of Islam in our daily lives, contributing to the betterment of our communities and beyond, as we have seen many of us are doing that already. May our connection be with the Quran and may it deepen. May our bonds of sisterhood be a faith of strength. May this event not just be a milestone, it is a commitment to fostering that we do this annually or even on a smaller scale, that we are acknowledged, respected, and empowered. Thank you for being part of this extraordinary moment, and ladies.
Go ahead and have you guys introduce yourself, your profession, and what you're paneling here for, okay?
Hello, my name is Fardosa Syed. I am studying pre-med biology at U of L, and right now I work as a 3rd grade math teacher at Heda Institute.
Hello everyone, my name is Majuma, I go by Maj. By education, I'm a community health worker, and I'm also pursuing a degree in psychology and public health, and currently I'm an entrepreneur and social media influencer.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay. Hi, I'm Hawa. I'm the founder of Hawa Couture, and I'm also the founder of Flex Modesty, which is a modest fitness brand that I've created to help Muslim women and other women that walk the modest path of life to like go to the gym and just be active and still be comfortable. I'm a fitness influencer, and also, yeah, and I'm in the motherhood panelist. I got 3 kids.
Hi, my name's Rukia, and I work as a QA, and I am the founder of Kia's Kitchen. I cook and stuff, I cater for people, and then I also do like a clothing business called Kia's Boutique, and that's all. And I'm in the mother panelist. I'm a mom of 1.
Hi, my name is Zaytun. I am a bilingual teacher, community organizer, and makeup artist. And I'm currently doing my master's in business.
We're going to start with you. So, as the youth panelist, how would you advise me to plan for my future?
Okay. One thing, a few things that I would advise you actually is to, take any opportunity that you have as possible, like any opportunity that falls into your hands, and don't like underestimate yourself. Like if you feel like you can't do it, like try to fake it till you make it, because nobody can believe in you if you don't even believe in yourself. So that's why you should take every opportunity you have, do what you think you can't do, and you might just succeed in that, Yeah.
All right, and for Majuma, thank you for the advice. Majuma, can you share a pivotal moment or experience that inspired you to pursue a career in business or entrepreneurship, and how did it shape your path? And just keep this here. Show that microphone.
So a pivotal moment that inspired me to pursue entrepreneurship is actually when I realized that our parents left everything behind to come here to give us a chance at a better life. I feel like we owe it to ourselves There is no particular moment that kind of like lit the light bulb up for me. It was kind of like just watching my parents go through the struggle and not be able to pursue certain things because there's so many barriers that they have, and that gave us the opportunity to kind of pursue things in a like we have more opportunities. So we owe it to them, we owe it to ourselves to kind of pursue everything that we can. A wise person once told me that if you shoot for the moon, you might land in the stars. So just keep it pushing, keep pursuing whatever it is that you want to pursue. It's okay to not be sure, but it's never okay to stay in the same moment. It's always good to try to learn and grow and try to do everything that it's in your power to kind of just elevate yourself. We owe it to ourselves as Somali Bantus to pursue everything in this dunya. So yeah, I love that.
Thank you. Awa, hi. All right, my question for Awa is, can you describe what it's like raising kids in America as a Muslim Black woman, and what challenges have you faced?
Okay. Lord. Okay. I think the biggest challenge, honestly, is just trying to make sure that you are trying to adapt with the way of life that is over here, and not also getting away from your culture so much, but still trying to like mix the two, and like just still remembering the fact that we are Muslim, and like trying to figure that out. But it's really hard as a mom trying to figure yourself out as well, raising children and then trying to teach them when you don't even know yourself. That's like so hard. And then that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. It's just, that's what I'm doing. I just try to make sure like, hey, what's right? What can I do better? And then just go from there, really. That's about it.
Alright, Olivia, I'm glad you made it. My question for Olivia is, what are ways you stay grounded and take care of yourself, being a mom and working and everything?
Stay away from them kids. Like, to be honest, like sometimes
I don't think that one.
Can you guys hear her?
No, I can't hear it.
Yeah, right?
Is it on? I think it was off with power.
Yeah, I think it was off with me too. But I'm loud, so.
Is this on weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, like, I would say, like, sometimes us moms always feel guilty if we stay away from our kids. But as a mom, you really do need that, though. Like, your mental health is way more important, because if you're not good, your kids are not good. So, like, one thing I would say is, like, take care of yourself first. If you need a mental, like, break, do it. Like, just do it, and like stay away from your kids. Go out with friends, or like, enjoy, do something that you really like. Spoil yourself, buy something for yourself. Anything that makes you feel good, do it for yourself. And if you're really actually 100%, you're able to give your kids 100%. So that's all I'll say.
Thank you, Oakley. This one's loud. This question is for Zaytu, our Woman of the Year. What is the number one way we as Somali Bantu women can make a substantial difference in our community?
Not listening to your community. Our community choose negativity over positivity any day. They focus more on negative things than positive things. Don't let them get to your head. For example, like Mona said, she's in a panelist with all men, and she's the only female. Our people would tell you, what are you doing in there? They'll call you names. Don't let that get to you. Do what you have to do to succeed. I feel like at the end of the day, what matters is when you go to bed, are you in tears? If you're crying when you're in bed, because I feel like when we're around everyone else, we can fake it, we can put in this facade, this face, we smile, but when I go to bed, if I'm not happy, then I'm not happy at all. It doesn't matter who I am, because you can be in a room full of people and still be lonely. So who you need to make happy is the person you are when you go to bed.
Thank you.
guys hear me? Can you guys hear it? I feel like I'm just too loud. All right, we're back to Fidosa as the youth panelist. What do you know now that you wish you knew during your time in school?
One thing I wish I knew was to listen to my teachers and my advisors when they tell me like what classes I need to take to kind of boost my grade up. Because honestly, when I was in high school, I didn't really care much about my grades, and I only probably had like 2-3 classes that I really liked. But other than that, I didn't really care much about it. So I wish I had taken the extra time and effort to kind of work on my grades, you know. And also, I wish I had a mentor when I was in high school for anything really, an academic mentor or just a personal mentor to kind of help me get through life, help me get through school, and yeah.
Thank you. This is for Majuma, our professional panelist. That's a good one. Okay, throughout your entrepreneurship journey, what is one fear you had to conquer in order for you to keep going and advance? That's the first one. It's a two-part question.
Okay, so one of the biggest fears that I had was obviously fear of failure. Fear that nobody would like what I had to put out into this world. Because again, I'm not just an entrepreneur, I'm a social media influencer. So it's a hit or miss with that one. You can put out content that people may not interact with, but you don't see a lot of Somali Bantu influencers out there. So that kind of pushed me to just move past my fears.
And the other part of that question is, what strategies have you employed to overcome those fears and obstacles to thrive in your industry?
For me, it's pretty simple. I kind of do this thing that a lot of people may find weird. I talk to myself. I tell myself and constantly, honestly, it's like self-motivation. I talk to myself and let myself know that I am worthy, that I am capable in succeeding in this field. And that constant reminder is what drives me to keep going. Actually, something that I learned in therapy. When you have one negative thought, you can counteract that with a positive thought. So every time you see those self-doubts start to pop into your head, try to reinforce it in your mind that I am worthy of this success. And if you keep on being consistent in that message to yourself, eventually you will get there.
I love that.
All right, we're back to Hawa. The question for you is, being a mom, a designer, a fitness content creator, what are some of your biggest challenges that you face?
My biggest challenge that I do face a lot is just doubting. I don't doubt like what I do as a career, but every day I doubt if I'm a good mom or not. Mm-hmm. Because when you are a person that works very hard, you're like, I work 6 days a week or maybe sometimes 7, depending on like the type of orders that I have. So when you are like that and you are faced with people outside that is telling you, you need to be home more with your kids, you need to do this more with your kids, but then you look at them and they're stagnant in their life. They don't do nothing with their life. They're just standing around not really doing anything, and they're always mom shaming you. Then that gets into your head like, okay, like I really do need to be there for my kids. And then I can't take a couple of days off and I'm like, damn, I'm broke. What the hell do I do? Like, and it's really hard just navigating the two. I think what I do is just, I try my best. I talk to myself. I go to therapy once a week and I just try to like figure it out day by day. And I'll just, if I'm doing something wrong, I'll just say, you know what, it's okay. I'll get it right the next time, you know? And if I don't get it right the next time, I'll give myself a pat on the back. At least I'm trying, you know? It's all about just trying and not giving up, because the moment you give up, then those kids are gonna suffer too, because when you're sad and you're not happy, those kids that you are raising, you can't even raise them the right way, you know? So you just have to keep pushing.
Faraqi, can you please define motherhood in your own words? I know it's challenging, but...
Yeah, I got you. Just one word. We got a lot of words.
Okay. Motherhood is truly a remarkable gift and privilege that I hold very close to my heart. To me, being mother means to be fearless, to be positive, role model, to be continuous cheerleader for every milestone like my son will experience, to demonstrate the abundance of unconditional love that has no end, and to cherish the countless memories that is truly priceless. The best way I can describe motherhood is being selfish, and it comes with being selfish when it comes to your child, to love and to cherish every moment you have with that child. Motherhood is a choice you make every day to put someone else's happiness and well-being ahead of your own. To teach the hard lessons, to do the right thing even when you're not sure what the right thing is, and to forgive yourself over and over again for doing everything wrong. Motherhood has the strength to protect, the power to nourish, and the ability to heal. Motherhood is when everything's about to crumble and tears are falling, but you remain strong for the sake of your kid. Motherhood is loving your child even when you don't even love yourself. Motherhood is building a child up with a good upbringing, education, and deed. Motherhood is showing unconditional and purpose to your child, unconditional love and purpose to your child, because that child was a gift from Allah to you.
Woo! That was beautiful, thank you. Say to it. This is a two-part question. Have you been in a leadership position where the experience was very different than what you anticipated?
Have I been in a leadership position? What?
Where the experience was very different than what you anticipated.
Running my own business. I remember, I think I shared this with somebody today in a meeting. I remember when I first opened my makeup business, my target audience were Bantu women, and our people are not the most supportive people, because I had the mindset, I'm like, they pay more to someone else. If I can give you lower than that price and I'm your sister, why not? And then in the beginning, they will all ask for discounts, of course. They will all ask for like, why do you do that way? Why do you charge this much? Why do you do this a little? But they will go and pay for someone else. That used to make me, it used to put me down because I had a good intention. I'm like, I want to be there for my people. I'm like, if we can pay ourselves, why do we need to pay someone else? So with that mindset, I didn't know our people were like, constantly put you down, and I almost quit because I was like, you know what? If they don't care, I don't care either. And I realized, okay, why did I start? Because this is something that the principal of the school I work at always says. It's not what you do, it's why you do it. Like every day, for example, when I go to work at school, it's not the co-workers that I work with that I might have misunderstandings with, that we might not see eye to eye about a student. I'm there for those students. And if my day could be horrible, when I walk into that building and I see a child and the child hugs me, everything else don't matter. So when our people didn't want to support me and it got really hard, I'm like, you know what? No, I need to remember why I started it, not all the little negative things that are coming on the side. And then I changed my target, which is, I'm like, you know what? Instead of Bantu women, I'm gonna focus on women in general. And that had a better outcome than just having a specific group of people.
Thank you so much. You answered the second part of the question.
Oh, okay, sorry.
What have you learned? Yes.
Okay, so like with her talking point, I really loved what you said about venturing out to other communities. This is my realization that I was having a conversation with somebody that I am very personable with, and we were talking about how much we rely so much on our community for everything. And I feel like that is also a toxic trait that we have to get out of our bodies about, because if we really think about it, our community is very small. Like, we don't understand how small our community is. Like, if you know somebody, that person knows somebody else. And if you don't know that person, your mom knows that person. Literally, like, our parents know each other from every state in the world. that means that we are a very, very tiny community. Like, and people don't understand that. So if you try to like just depend on us, you cannot do that. So if you have a business out there, try to find and network with other like-minded people like you. It does not have to be a Bantu person. Like when I try to get my fitness clothing brand together, I didn't even promote it on Snapchat because all I got is Bantu girls on there. And I know nobody in there goes to the gym, so I'm like, y'all know y'all don't go to the gym. Come on, I'm like, so why would I post it on Snapchat? Let's just, no offense, sorry y'all. But alright, whatever. But I'm like, okay, I know that if I go on TikTok and I go on Instagram, I know my community is in there. They're not Bantu, but I know my people. If you know your people, don't just depend on the small people, because we look at how much beautiful like-minded Bantu women we have over here. But not all of them can buy your products, and you have to be willing to accept that and go outside, because there are people that will buy your products. But if you just say Bantu people, Bantu people they don't support, you ain't doing nothing for your business to begin with, because that's a small community that you're dependent on, and they got kids to feed. They can't buy your stuff. Like, you guys have to really put that in your mind and just be like, okay, who else can buy this abaya? Not only Bantu people buy abayas. There are Arabs everywhere. Like, everybody buys abayas, you know? So just try to do that. Just try to find your community. It doesn't always have to be you. If you're complaining about a Bantu person not buying your stuff, that means that you're doing something wrong with your business. And try to figure it out.
Thank you, Lord.
Sorry.
That was needed.
You don't have to say sorry. We all needed to hear that. Even those of us that are not doing business, we all needed to hear that. So thank you. Right. Like we'll have a social hour.
Which is like now?
Yeah.
If you want, we can do that instead.
So intermingle with them once everything's over and ask your questions and have a one-on-one. But for now, we'll take one or two questions from the audience. You have a question?
One of them or two of them mentioned that they go to therapy.
Therapy. I think it was Majima and Hawa.
Yes, both of them. So my question is, when was the moment that you realized, okay, I need to go to therapy?
I can answer.
You want to answer?
Because we don't do therapy in our community.
Yeah.
So this is gonna get deep, okay? So I don't want to get really deep, but I learned that I suffer from very bad childhood trauma. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The nastiest of the nastiest. Okay? And I learned that I took that childhood trauma into a marriage and expected a man to fix me and who I am. And then it became, oh, like you putting all your on me and you ain't even got your shit together, okay? And then I'm trying to be like, well, you gotta fix me, or like, you gotta make me happy. And then he's like, well, like, what are you doing for yourself? And I'm like, wait, what am I doing for myself? And then it got really bad. When I had kids, I've always struggled with anxiety and depression, but I suffered from postpartum depression, and it got to a point where I almost ran myself off of the road, off the bridge, just trying to like die. Yeah. And then it got really bad. It just kept on getting worse and worse. The attempts just getting worse and worse. And it just got so bad. And then after that, I'm like, obviously I'm not dying, because this God of ours doesn't want me to die. So like, what do you do now? You know, you can't live in this earth miserable. So like, if you can see yourself and when you're at home or alone, you cry all the time, or not just cry, but you're in your thoughts all the time. If you gotta find somebody to talk to, and 9 times out of 10, even our sisters, we can't trust them with everything. You need a person that is outside. That confidentiality is so key when it comes to telling your business to people. That therapist, they will tell you whatever we talk about over here, it stays over here. And if you go to one therapist and you don't like that therapist, it's not that therapist. It's not you. It's a therapist. It's like, it's not you. It's me. you know, but you gotta like bounce off of there and like find another therapist and find another therapist. But you will find your therapist, and once you find that therapist, just continuously keep going to it and act like that's your self-care routine. Like that's you pouring into yourself, you loving yourself. Like if you're going to therapy, that's you showing yourself, okay, I'm gonna be there for myself by going to therapy so that I can get better for myself. Because if I can get better for myself, then I can do better for everybody else. Because if I'm not full, honey, I can't do shit for nobody else.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not doing nothing for nobody else.
So for me, just to kind of piggyback off of what Hawa was saying, it all started off with childhood trauma for sure. I think we all can kind of touch bases on that to a degree. But the moment I realized I needed therapy was when my son passed away. And at that point, I realized that it's either I allowed this moment to break me or I seek professional help so that I can do better. Because yeah, he's gone, but at the same time, he has an older sister that I have to look out for. I have to look out for myself. And because of that, that kind of pushed me to want better. And again, to kind of piggyback off of what Hawa was saying, you can't pour into other people if your cup is empty. Pour into yourself first, and then worry about everybody else. It's okay to be a little bit selfish. Therapy is something that a lot of people look down on, especially in the Bantu community, which is why I'm pursuing a degree in psychology. Maybe I could be the, you know, voice of reason to kind of talk our people into seeking help. It doesn't mean that you're mental. It doesn't mean that you're ginole or whatever it is that they say. You need help. It's totally fine. And that's all I have to say.
Oh, yes, Mona?
So I'm glad that we're talking about the issues of mental health, especially with therapy. So right now, as many of you are aware, in terms of what's happening with LG, especially youth violence, drug addict, and all of those things, do you think that particular problem is caused by trauma, maybe childhood trauma? Of course, you know, trauma is an underestimated challenge in our community. Like, what can you say about the youth issues in our community regarding in that connection?
Answer that. You know, as a teacher, you see a lot of things that parents think that their kids don't see. Like, you'll be surprised how much kids tell you. And if you don't get that help at a young age, we have kids as young as like kindergarten throwing tantrum. Like, sometimes you feel like, my God, like what happened to this kid? I think the problem in our community is we shame the victim. We don't allow people to feel comfortable enough to come out and share their problem. For example, like she said, trust. You need a trust group, and then you trust somebody, and then you fall out, and then they use it against you, and now it builds up, it builds up, and it builds up. And you know, when you keep things for too long, now you try to look at outside. I heard this phrase before that said, if you don't raise your child right, the world will raise them, and the world is not going to be easy for them. So I feel like our parents need to realize that there are things besides just physical health that we need. Mental health is normal. You have to be, for them to realize you're in depression or you have problems, you have to be running around crazy naked. Yeah. No, sometimes it's just a matter of just sitting down in your thoughts alone and overthinking. I could be in here and then you think I'm listening to you, but I'm blacked out because I have all these other things in my head. And I have kept it for too long. It's getting to the point where now I'm trying to fit in with my friends. I'm trying to get their approval, and peer pressure is really hard. Yes. And if you really look at it, like the violence in our group are not really, most of our kids that are killed are by our kids. So now everybody's trying to prove a point because they have kept their anger for too long, and then the people they cared about didn't really listen to them. Now they're trying to prove to the world that I'm tough. But to be honest, all they want is attention. And I'm sorry, we are on time. And when I first started it, a kid in second grade told me, my first year teaching, he hated me. And then I did nothing to this kid. That day I cried because I'm like, what did I do to him? Like, why does he hate me? And then as I got to know to that kid, I realized it wasn't what I did. It was what happened at home. And then he was trying to make sure, because I tell my kids, if you need somebody, I'm here. He was trying to test me to see that I am about my words. That if I said I'm going to be there for him, I'm really going to be there for him. And by doing that, he had to test to see how much I can handle. And by the time he was in 5th grade, he was one of my most favorite kids. And now, even though now that he's probably in middle school somewhere, I still remember him. Sometimes their kids are just crying for help.
It's okay. Yeah, quick. Okay, so like, I'm just gonna add a little bit to it. I know we're on time, but like one thing I wanted to say is some of us in here, we're like mothers, okay? And we as Bantu mothers, we need to pay attention to our kids' emotions, because a lot of us, like, our parents never really took the time to take care of our emotions, our feelings. Nobody really listened to us or validate our emotions. So one advice I will give if all the mothers that are in here is take the time to like listen to your kids and take the time to like, you know, take their feelings and allow them to express their feelings to you. Allow them to trust you as a parent before they go to school and tell the teachers what's going on at home.
Thank you all.